USM's News and Public Affairs program. Southern Miss Today airs Monday through Thursday at noon. Southern Miss Today is sponsored by Mississippi Beverages. And now to start the show, Southern Miss Student Media News.
Hello?
Seriously.
Hello? Can you hear me? You can hear? Okay.
All right, you're
Sorry,
good. Let's
our
go.
headphones aren't working, so I'm having trouble. But
Don't reveal our
hey,
secrets.
this is what?
Don't reveal our secrets.
Oh, I thought you said we don't have our seatbelts on, and I was like,
No, everyone,
what
get
does
your
that mean?
seatbelts on. We gotta go.
We are going. We are going. Okay. All right. Here's some Southern Miss news. Southern Miss Ceramics National is a national juried exhibition of ceramic works created by artists from across the U.S., juried by George Rodriguez and made possible through support from Partners for the Arts. It is today, October 11th, November 4th. 11th to the November 4th from 10 to 5 at the George Hurst Building Gallery of Art and Design. It's free and open to the public, so what are you waiting for? Computing and Construction Career and Internship Fair. Meet and network with employers to find internships and career opportunities. To view the list of employers and positions they are offering, head to the events calendar. Students are encouraged to attend all events for maximum opportunities. Students should research opportunities of interest, dress professionally, and bring copies of their resumes. It is today from 10:30 to 1:30 in the R.C. Cook Union, Room B. For questions, contact Career Services at 601-266-4153 or by email at careerservices@usm.edu. A ceramic studio demonstration by visiting artist George Rodriguez. Rodriguez is a ceramic sculptor who creates large-scale figurative works in clay. His work draws inspiration from his Mexican-American upbringing. His sculptures can be found in the permanent collection of the National Mexican Museum of Art in Chicago and the Hallie Ford Museum in Salem, Oregon. He is represented by Foster White Gallery in Seattle, Washington, and is currently an adjunct professor and artist in residence at the Tyler School of Art and Architecture in Philadelphia. Today is the last day to head over from 1:30 to 5 p.m. at the 3D Art Building. There is a virtual graduate program fair for the School of Science and Global Studies. Interested in graduate school? Join the School of Science and Global Studies for their virtual graduate program fair. This virtual event will give you a glimpse into our programs: anthropology, political science, teaching English to speakers of other languages, or TESOL, and Master of Arts in the Teaching of Languages. It will explore tips on applying to graduate school, areas of research, what you can do with your degree, and the overall student experience. Yesterday was a graduate programs in the School of Social Science and Global Studies. Today is tips on applying to graduate school. Tomorrow, October 12th, will be areas of research. October 13th, what do people do with these degrees? And October 14th, this Friday, the student experience. Submit the registration form for access, and for more information, please contact Cara Wilson via email at cara.wilson@usm.edu. There is a university forum tonight with Kwame Anthony Appiah. Kwame Anthony Appiah, one of America's most celebrated philosophers, will speak about honor, morality, and revolution at the University Forum. Anthony Appiah thinks about how morality and identity shape our lives. He was the Lawrence S. Rockefeller University Professor of Philosophy at Princeton University before moving to New York University in 2014. He has written more than 20 books, both fiction and nonfiction, including Cosmopolitanism, Ethics in a World of Strangers, and The Lies That Bind. In 2010, President Obama presented Appiah with the National Humanities Medal, and in 2022, he was elected president of the American Academy of Arts and Letters. He currently pens the Ethicist column in the New York Times Sunday magazine. Visit our University Forum speaker schedule webpage to sign up for an email reminder or to access the link to attend the event. It is tonight at 6:30 in the Bennett Auditorium. And now for some local news. Junior Auxiliary of Hattiesburg's annual fundraiser is about to waltz into the area later this month. JA's Charity Bell is taking place Friday, October 21st from 7 to 11 p.m. at the barn at Bridlewood. There will be food, drinks, dancing, and a silent auction. The Charity Ball is the junior auxiliary of Hattiesburg's only fundraiser. Last year, it raised more than $250,000. Funds raised to help JA to give back to the community by supplying products for different projects throughout the year. We have our backpack blessings. We're in 3 different schools in our area, said JA President Joy Yates. We also have the diaper bank. We're collecting items and then again putting those back through different organizations. We have our Girls Only project, where we have feminine products that we collect, and we have those working with Edwards Street as well as multiple schools. For tickets or to donate, visit www.hattiesburgjuniorauxiliary.org. And that's all for news. We'll take some commercial breaks, and I'll be back with sports.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To start, Mississippi will give you 1-month cooler rental and 2 bottles of water for free. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Yo, it's Smooth Oz.
And Charlie from the 4th Street Sports Show.
And we are psyched for our second year covering Southern Miss athletics, and we have some new faces joining too.
Join us every Monday at 5 p.m. to hear from myself and Smooth Oz, as well as Dima, Jackson, and Nathan.
88.5 is the place to be on Mondays at 5.
Ooh, got a new 4th Street Sports promo.
Yay.
Sounded pretty good.
It did sound pretty good.
Yeah. All right, now for some sports news. The Southern Miss women's golf team had its best round in the season-opening Lady Red Wolves Classic, carding a .298 as every member produced their lowest score of the week. The Golden Eagles edged UAB for the number 12 spot. Freshman Merche Carbacho again set the tone with a 1 under 71 that included 3 birdies, lowering her score each round on the week. Tenley Moretti produced a 74, tying her career low set in the week's first round, which also included 4 birdies and a 5-hole span. There's been a lot thrown at Merche starting out, but she is incredibly steady, and it really showed this week, head coach Lucy Nunn said. She's such a cool customer, and nothing seems to bother her. She shows up and goes to work. Today, the entire team stepped up with Julie Baker being out for the final round. This group has a ton of heart, and it's right out there in the open. Emily Cox maintained her consistency with her third 78 of the tourney, while Valeria Pichardo rallied with a 75 to cap an 8-stroke improvement from the second round. Cox's 234 marked her lowest tally since the Jim West Challenge in October 2018. The Black and Gold return to action in state next week, taking part in the Alley at the Old Waverly Golf Club in West Point. The 3-day event begins Monday. And now for some weather. It's finally happening. We're only 1 day away from the first rain we've seen in over 30 days. It isn't looking like anything concerning at the moment, but it will likely carry a level 1 marginal risk for severe weather. I'd say flooding is likely to be the main risk, with our exceptionally dry ground not going to be able to soak up much water. Thankfully, it'll be a fairly short-lived period, and we'll be seeing clearing skies by Wednesday night. The front itself won't make it through until Thursday morning, which will bring some slight cooling and drying for the end of the week. That'll have us back in the low 80s for Friday, but the temperature and humidity moderate quickly ahead of our next front on Monday. After that very short turnaround, though, things get much cooler and drier, ushering in some true fall air, bringing highs down to the 60s and some chilly mornings next week.
Yay! I'm so
Yeah, I
ready for it to
know.
get cold. Oh my gosh,
I
I am
know.
sick of this warm weather. I'm ready for soup and for scary movies and Halloween.
I know, I can't wait for it. It's going to be a
know.
great fall, it seems like. And maybe the leaves will change earlier,
Please.
and we'll actually get some of that. So
I want the pretty fall weather, not the I'm sweating down fall weather
Yeah,
like we get in
yeah, that's true.
Mississippi.
Yeah.
So did you have a good weekend, Bryce?
Yeah, I had a pretty good weekend. My girlfriend came down, so that was
Aw.
fun. What else happened? I don't remember much from this weekend. Oh, my friend, oh my gosh. My friend just got a puppy not too long ago.
Aw.
And so him and his friend went up to, I forget where they went, but they went up to a wedding, and I had to dog sit his new puppy for
Oh,
the
wow.
weekend. So that was, it was fun, but it was also like a really big menace because I had to spend the night there because they were gone for the whole weekend.
Yeah.
And so that wasn't entirely fun because dealing with the puppy is not, it's fun, but like when you're trying to go to bed and it's like 2 a.m. and it's just still going, like, I don't know, you just can't do anything. And I don't want to put it in a kennel because like it's going to be in a
That's
kennel for the rest of the
sad.
day because
Yeah.
I have stuff to do Saturday, so.
Yeah,
But
I understand the struggle. Well, I'm glad you had a crazy weekend, I guess you could say, but a good one.
yeah, it was a pretty good weekend, I'd
Great.
say.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into some Mississippi moments, and we'll be right back with some cool interviews. This is Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
This is Mississippi Moments, produced by the Center for Oral History and Cultural Heritage at the University of Southern Mississippi and supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. I'm Bill Ellison. At the beginning of the 20th century, Italian immigrants were encouraged to come to the Mississippi Delta to farm. John Bassey shares his family's story.
My paternal grandparents immigrated from the town of Mantova province in northern Italy in 1906 to farm for Mr. Charles Scott in Rosedale. My father was born in this country, only one of his family that was born here. His 5 sisters and brothers were born in Italy. My maternal grandmother's family came from Sicily and landed in New Orleans. They moved from the Mediterranean coast in Sicily, and they were commercial fishermen down there, so they moved to the river over at Scott. They moved in a log cabin down there, and they were fishermen. And when my great-grandparents sold their fish, they had a mule and wagon, and to attract attention, to tell people that they were coming down the road, they had a large conch shell with the pointed end cut out of it, and you could blow it just like a horn, and you could hear it for a mile.
To hear more, visit MississippiMoments.org or just like us on Facebook. Mississippi Moments is supported by the Mississippi Humanities Council. The humanities are for everyone.
Thanks for those Mississippi moments, and thanks for listening. After this break, we're gonna come back with an interview with Mr. David Tisdale from USM Communications. We're very excited about that. Woo. Yay! That'll be just a quick little interview, but very, very informative, and we're very excited. But let's go into these breaks. We'll be right back. This is Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water, water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To start, Mississippi will give you 1-month cooler rental and 2 bottles of water for free. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online.
Hey Southern Miss Radio, this is Charlie Luttrell from the 4th Street Sports Show, a student sports radio show and podcast covering everything going on in Southern Miss athletics. Our group is back this year to keep the coverage going and bring you a fresh perspective on your favorite teams. If you want to catch up on all the sports events and hear from the players and coaches themselves, then make sure to tune in to Southern Miss Radio 88.5 every Monday at 5 p.m.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. I'm your host for today, Abigail Troth, and today we are here with Mr. David Tisdale. Hi, Mr. Tisdale. It's nice to meet you.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's an honor.
Of course. So could you give a quick introduction of yourself for our listeners?
Okay, yeah. So I am a senior writer with the USM Office of University Communications, and I've been with the office for over 20 years, working in various roles. Currently, as I said, I'm a senior writer, and I cover campus news, a wide variety of items that can include events, profiles of faculty, staff, and students, and the work they're doing on campus, whether it be research, activities here on campus, promoting events. Pretty busy this week with homecoming, as you might imagine.
Sure.
We got a lot going on, so we're excited. I'm excited about helping get the word out about all the great things going on campus. Looks like we're gonna have some nice weather for Saturday. But we've got not just the game, but lots of activities going on throughout the week. Lots of organizational reunions.
Wow.
One of those includes Delta Gamma's chapter here on campus will be celebrating their 50th anniversary.
Oh, wow.
50th
That's
anniversary
going to
of
be
the
big.
found- So we're excited about welcoming those alumni from that chapter, along with every alumni and friends of the university. We've got a lot going on, parade and football game, introducing the homecoming court, and so and again, hopefully some beautiful weather.
Oh, yes, I
to
hope so.
accompany all that.
Well, that sounds like a lot of fun. I'm really excited for homecoming.
Yes.
So how did you get started within USM Communications?
Well, I started out as an undergraduate here in the '80s. My background is I worked on the student prints and at WSM actually, and then my first job in media was after that was general assignment reporter with the Oxford Eagle up in Oxford,
wow.
Mississippi, and then later I worked at the Clarion Ledger, Hattiesburg American, Hattiesburg Publishing. I've done a lot of freelance work, and then I transitioned kind of to the other side, as they say, in public relations. When I first joined our office, it was then known as University Relations back
Right.
in 1995. And so we've had a lot of transformations and name changes and along the way. But I've gotten a chance to watch the university grow and during that time and
Well, that's cool.
see a lot of changes. Probably the biggest being in technology. I remember when I first started. Well, if you can imagine, I started out as a distribution specialist along with my still coworker Landy Laird,
Oh, wow.
who retains that role part time. She retired but came back part time. But we went from we've gone from our news writers would write up the stories, we print them and stuff them in envelopes,
Oh, wow.
mail them to the newspaper.
Wow.
So a lot has changed. I've witnessed this, great transformation from then to
Wow.
now to just emailing a story and providing content on a lot of different platforms. As we, I hate to see the kind of diminishment of the hard copy newspaper that
Yeah.
kind of when I was a kid. I guess my early inspiration for being a news junkie was my maternal grandfather. I would when I was young, I can remember the excitement of going to his house, and we would watch the NBC Nightly News with John Chancellor and David Brinkley at 6 o'clock, and he had a subscription to the Hattiesburg American and to Newsweek, and I
wow.
just was always just so excited, and he would, but I'd have to, we'd share sections of the paper, and but I guess that was my early inspiration for interest in journalism and news and history as well.
So it's obviously something very special and personal for you then.
Oh yeah, it's been a lifelong. I'm a lifelong news junkie. And maybe watch it too much, but y'all probably can empathize.
Well, I'm glad that you're staying informed. We need more people that are getting informed, and that leads me into my next question. What are some ways that we can boost good communication and making sure that everyone is staying informed on this campus?
Well, this is something I've said before to anyone I come in contact with, and I'll do that here with y'all, is just to, please feel free to share, your achievements, awards, your research. Sometimes we get, word of mouth. Other times it's sent to us directly. So I guess it's simplistic, but if don't be bashful about sharing, what's going on with you, because I guess myself, I tend not to want to toot my own horn, but then I guess it's kind of ironic that I'm asking people to do just that. But what I try to help, even some faculty who kind of feel the same way I do.
Right.
They don't want. But what I try to emphasize is not just about you, but it's about promoting the achievements of the program you're in,
Absolutely.
your college, your school, your unit, the whole university, and so that helps a lot of people, not just you. Spread the word about the good things we're doing
Right.
here, and that we want to continue momentum for.
Absolutely.
So I guess that would be my message is to the Southern Miss family, and not just students, faculty, and staff, but alumni. Let us know what you're doing after you graduate.
Absolutely.
We want to hear about that. Friends of the university who, local businesses that support us, organizations, and those we have relationships with, constituencies. Those partnerships that we have. We want to know the good things they're doing and how we can continue that relationship and continue to know what they need in ways that we're able to support them.
Absolutely. So are there goals that you've set for yourself within USM Communication?
Well, I just want to continue to be as I say, try to always be informed about what's going on and try to do that, not just waiting for something to come to me, but reaching out to our internal and external stakeholders to say, hey, ask what's going on in their area, and
Right.
Just trying to be mindful of the calendar of what's coming up. And,
Absolutely.
And so if I can being consistent with those things, I think helps me do my job best I can.
Yeah. Here at SM2, we call staying informed and everyone connecting and being in good contact with each other, we call that media convergence. And what are some ways we could spread that to not only just what's going on up here, but to the whole campus? Because I feel like that could be a really big thing.
So one of the things that I do is I'm in a lot of the colleges and units, academic units and non-academic units as well on campus have people who are their own in-house communications people,
Right.
marketing, however they may. And I think it's a great idea to, especially with what y'all are doing, to every once in a while have a face-to-face meeting with some of these people. If you can do
Right.
it, in a good economic use of time would be to get them all together at one time. We used to have like a communications council, and
Right.
maybe that's something you could explore doing, and just maybe not maybe quarterly, maybe monthly meetings with these these people you identify as being
Right.
points of contact, and just and that's one way to keep up with. Sometimes it's easy to maybe have some things fall through the cracks when you're just emailing and you're
Right.
not seeing in person. But when you have that in-person visual, face-to-face, not Zoom, not
Right. I know
but-
exactly what you
But
mean.
I think sometimes we lose that in-person contact, especially in the last 2 years.
Absolutely.
As we can safely return
Right.
to that, and I think I just think that's the best way to achieve those goals of media convergence, and
Right.
and just you can, and then I think you can maybe sometimes eliminate some of that turf stuff,
Right.
where it's like, hey, we're all just
Absolutely.
remember we're all in this together, we're all rowing the same.
Right. Working
Ship.
towards the same goal,
So
Absolutely.
I think that's a good.
I feel like when you meet in person with people, you get a more personal connection with them. You get to know how they feel. Like throughout email, you don't really get that vibe, and you don't really get the correct, I guess, word I'm looking for is how they actually feel about it. When you're talking to someone face to face, you build that personal connection. So I feel like alongside media convergence, we could also work on working together in, like you said, like actual face to face meetings.
Yeah, you get the nonverbal cues you can't get from an email or a text
Exactly,
message,
exactly.
which can also eliminate misunderstandings as well.
Very true, very true. But are there any other ways that we can incorporate that good sense of communication on campus?
I think when we can also, as time allows, to attend events that might be maybe outside our our circle of that we most people we most commonly associate with,
Right.
our common associations. If we can kind of branch out and maybe participate in or attend events that we might not normally think we might be interested in, but just to
Right.
take a plunge, and that's another great way to get to know other people on campus, and just expand your circle of not only knowledge but contacts.
Absolutely.
I think is and sometimes that's just kind of if you're breaking out of your comfort zone of your circle of associations, and just consider as time allows. I mean, so many demands already. You're managing this program. You got school. You got friends, family, and so I understand that can be there's time limitations, but that might be one way to look at the university calendar and maybe pick something that you might not normally think you would be interested in going to, but just kind of break it out and attend a play or a campus group festival or show. That might be ways that again to expand.
Incorporate that good sense community.
Yeah, and another way to learn about
What's
other
going
event,
on?
not necessarily at the event, but maybe meeting someone and they say, "Hey, I'm also working on this project.
Yeah.
I won this award. I've got this research project going. My professor did this, and we're really excited."
Yeah.
And
I completely understand that.
Yes,
That's a good way to incorporate it, definitely. So, Mr. Tisdale, is there anything else that you'd like to say to our listeners?
just continue to positively support the university and the exciting things we're doing, whether it be
Of course.
attending events or supporting the initiatives of our foundation. That they do a great job of providing financial support to all kinds of programs on campus. So your gift, no matter how big or small, is meaningful, and your presence is meaningful. And, especially this coming week, coming out to the university, talking to potential students about some of our great academic programs. We have, obviously we have a Office of Recruitment and Admissions here, but everybody that's associated with the university can lend a positive voice about the university and in that recruitment process. So to new students, so Southern Miss to the top.
To the top. I agree with that. I heard that. Well, thank you so much, Mr. Tisdale, for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It was great to have you on.
You.
After this break, we'll be right back. This is Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Sponsorship for Southern Miss Today comes from Mississippi Beverages. Mississippi Beverages provides water coolers, and coffee service throughout South Mississippi. Take half of your weight in pounds. That's how many ounces of water you need a day. Mississippi Beverages can help you reach that goal by delivering fresh water to your door. To start, Mississippi will give you 1 month cooler rental and 2 bottles of water for free. To get more information or to set up a cooler and water delivery, you can call Mississippi Beverages at 601-271-2420, or you can find them online. Since 1927, the Student Prince has been a direct conduit to USM students. Get your share of the more than $600 million USM brings into South Mississippi by advertising your business or service in the Student Prince. To find out more about how to advertise in the Student Prince, email sm2sales@usm.edu.
Here at USM, there has been little discussion concerning the misuse of welfare funds. I reached out to several Southern Miss community members, and they all declined my proposal to respond. Take a look. Thank you for the request, Jeterica. At present, USM does not plan to publicly discuss the matter in detail. I am sorry that I cannot accommodate your request at this time. Please do not hesitate to reach out again in the future. It is hard to know at this point in time why the university is not speaking up on this matter. University officials have decided to keep quiet until further notice. Jeterica Wilson.
Prism's Human Library event was a night of stories, empathy, and solidarity. SMT News talked to one participant and coordinator of Prism and programming, Wes Schaefer.
The event was held on Wednesday night, September 28th. Participants came from a list of noted allies on campus, and they represented a variety of walks of life. They exchanged stories, life lessons, and had important conversations with guests, fostering empathy and inclusivity in the Southern Miss community. Schaefer discussed the inspiration behind the event.
I really feel like representation is at the forefront of our office and my vision, so I wanted to show them that there was representation of who they are across campus. So not every single person in this room looks the same, and that's what we really want to show.
Representation was a major theme of the night. It was also the main reason why activist and graduate student Jenna Dittmer chose to attend.
Being a graduate student here at the Inclusion Center, I really wanted to interact and make sure that the students here feel that their leadership is also wanting to talk and learn with them.
In recent months, backlash towards the LGBTQ+ community has increased, but Schaefer says this only makes their work at PRISM more important than ever. PRISM is a branch of the Office of Inclusion and Multicultural Engagement. They hold events like this every semester to celebrate diversity on campus. For more information, visit PRISM's offices at the Hub. Sipion Gates, SM2 News.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio. I think that's all we're going to have today for y'all. That was a great show. As usual, thank you to Mr. David Tisdale for being such a wonderful guest and for participating in such a very informative interview. We were grateful to have you. Thank you to Bryce for being such a great newsreader. Yeah. You did great. Thank you to Michaela for running video and making sure that's running smoothly. Thank you to Salon over there running the boards and making sure that we're running smoothly over here. And of course, thank you to Miss Whitney for being such a great producer. Thank you. And of course, thank you to Wilbur for putting up with us. But I think that's all we have today. Don't forget that it's homecoming week. Homecoming is this Saturday. Come out and support the Eagles. And of course, we have a fun week planned here all over campus. So don't forget to participate. But that is our show today. Y'all will see me again Thursday, but Southern Miss Today continues tomorrow. Thank you for listening. My name is Abigail Troth. This has been Southern Miss Today on Southern Miss Radio.
Southern Miss Today is your public affairs program, so use it. Be a guest on Southern Miss Today to spread the